You ever wonder what it would be like to step into another world? Not just imagine it, but truly feel it, like stepping into another's shoes, sensing their world, as if their thoughts could become yours, even just for a moment. And it's fascinating how in doing so, something shifts inside, as if perspective stretches, awareness expands, and something once rigid softens just enough to allow in a new possibility. It's like watching a tree swaying in the wind. Have you ever noticed the way it bends without breaking? How its roots dig deep, yet its branches reach for the sky. That delicate dance of strength and flexibility, wisdom in motion. And isn't it true that wisdom comes from shifting positions, stepping in and out of perspectives, first, second, third, each one unlocking something new? Because when you stand in first position, you see through your own eyes, make your judgments, your assessments. This is what I see, this is what I feel, this is what I know, and it's useful, sometimes. But something happens when you shift, when you step into another's experience, truly step into their world. What do they look like? Not just through your eyes, but through theirs. How do they stand? How do they breathe? What matters to them? When you step outside, to the third position as the observer, you see even more, because now you're watching both perspectives from the outside. And that's where insight lives, in the space between. That's where transformation begins. Because isn't it curious how the right questions unlock doors, while answers often build walls? If I tell you what to think, the mind resists. But if I ask just the right question, something inside begins to turn, like a key in a lock, and suddenly a door that wasn't there before opens. And all systems are alive. All systems are self-organizing. That means every problem contains within it the seeds of its own solution, like spaghetti sauce simmering slowly, gathering depth, richness. Because you don't have to force it. You don't have to know everything right now. Just set the intention softly. Hold it lightly, like a feather on your palm, like the scent of the rain before it falls. And then just walk, observe, open your awareness. A tree, an ashtray, a bird, a whisper of the wind. Something will call to you, something unexpected, something your conscious mind would never choose. And when it does, step into it. Be the tree. Feel its roots in the earth, its branches in the sky, its slow, peaceful time frame. And what does that teach you? Perhaps the real leadership. It's like this tree, strong but flexible, rooted but reaching, transforming what is into what could be. And so now, as these ideas swirl inside, like a thought, like a feeling, like a knowing, you don't have to try, because the learning is already happening. And maybe, just maybe, when you look at things tomorrow, they'll look a little different. And it's interesting, isn't it? At the moment you stop searching for an answer, something deeper begins to emerge. Because right now, something's shifting. A thought, a feeling, a sensation. And you don't have to know what it means. Not yet. Because meaning is something that unfolds. Like a flower turning towards the sun. Like roots stretching unseen beneath the soil. Because isn't it true? The greatest insights, they come when you least expect them. Like the wind that moves the branches without asking for permission. Like the way a bird knows exactly when to take flight. And isn't it fascinating how perspectives can shift in an instant? One moment you see only what's in front of you, and then, like stepping back from a painting, like looking through another's eyes, suddenly a new pattern appears, because you've been here before, haven't you? That moment when something clicks, when a thought you weren't even aware of aligns perfectly with an understanding you didn't know you had. Like a puzzle piece sliding into place. Like stepping into another's world and suddenly feeling what they feel, seeing through their eyes. And when you do, when you truly step in, what happens? Because something has to change, doesn't it? And as you step back out, as the observer now, something new becomes clear. Because wisdom, real wisdom, it lives in the ability to move between these perspectives fluidly, effortlessly. And that's how systems grow. how problems solve themselves, because all systems are alive, aren't they? When you ask the right question, you breathe life into an idea, into a thought, into a possibility that didn't even exist before. And the moment it comes alive, it begins to self-organize. Just like nature, like everything that grows. So what happens when you let go of needing to know, and simply allow what wants to emerge? Because the unconscious mind, it already knows. And all you have to do is listen, like watching the spaghetti sauce simmer, thickening, deepening, all on its own. Like stepping into the world of a tree and realizing strength is not resistance, wisdom is not rigidity, and the deeper the roots, the higher you can reach. As you let these thoughts settle, as you weave them into the fabric of your understanding, there's nothing to do, nothing to force, because the learning is already happening, and maybe, just maybe, tomorrow, something will feel different, something will feel just right.